As always, the most important thing is understanding the part, how it works, how it fits on the model. And to do this, you need to look at the plans, look at photographs or anything that will help assure that you've got a true understanding of what you're about to do. Well, it's coming out pretty good. We put some liquid gold leaf on it, on the bell. I also put a little hook on to attach the rope. It would have been impossible to drill a hole into that. Certainly I don't have a drill small enough to do that. We're also going to pin it, and there's some pinholes here that have been pre-drilled. And I think the only little challenge with this is that the large holes face the stern of the boat. And we'll stick it now and put it in place. There we go. Some PVA. We're going to use PVA to stick this. It'll take a little bit of adjusting, so some on the bottom. Slide it on, and I made a little bit of mess there, so and then we just use some water to clean up. That's a great thing about using PVA. Paintbrush and some water, and it cleans up very nicely. And that's it. Just showing you the assembly. The first piece that's on, and then the top piece. I used PVA to do this rather than CA, so I have the adjustments. And again, back to the mechanism, understanding how it's made up, and of course Goodwin's technical details. I really struggle with the windlass. I didn't put the center cogs in. I didn't see what sense it made putting them in. Couldn't see them, and they would have made it more difficult to build. It's the ends that were really difficult. I'm not happy with them, but I suppose it's the first time I'm going to say this on this model, but good enough will have to do. It's always a challenge to do these ladders. So I do it a little different than how it's being suggested. Put one slot in, and you check for square, and then you put a dash of CA. Not hard to clean these up afterwards. You also decide which side of the stair is going to be exposed and push the board right down to that side. Now, they talk about putting the last one in. I find that very difficult to do using my method, because the square needs a little bit of surface to get it to line up properly. So here we go. And all you need is 2 square pieces. And back to the CA. And that's what you've got, 2 of them in place. So we go to this one that's already stuck. And now we'll line this one up. And as luck would have it, it's going to behave real good and line up perfectly. And we're just going to put a tiny dash here and here because we want to check the square of the ladder. And it just so happens to be perfect. So we can go ahead now and stick the rest of it. There we go. And if you've got everything square, when you fit these down, they should go in pretty easily. And just check them on this side to make sure they match the extension on the other side. And there we go. And we can now stick it. So here we have them all. This is actually the best use of CA in doing miniature parts because it holds it instantly and will freeze when you get things lined up and at 90 degrees. Whereas if you're using PVA, it's subject to move before the glue gets on. So now we'll just clean them up. Lots of small files, and then we'll put some sanding sealer on it, followed by my polyurethane rub-on finish, leaving the areas that I'm going to stick, leaving that wood free. And if you do get a little bit on it, you just sand it off, so it's a wood, again, a wood-to-wood joint. The water pumps, which are very fine. I have to say I was not impressed with the blocks that we use to make up the water pumps. Normally when you say that, you should have some suggestion of how the kit manufacturer could do it a little better, and I have to tell you I don't. It was very difficult to get the square sides. There are 6 sides. Is it 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 sides on each one. Well, it is what it is. We're going to put in a little wooden dowel in each one, and then let that set, and then you just push them in, stick them with C. It should be fine. And we've touched them up. We've also used black throughout rather than wooden handles. I think any attempt to try and paint walnut is going to look quite false, so I'm just leaving it all black. I don't think it's really a critical part of the build. I've also included Peter Goodwin's details on how the pumps were made up, and shown you what his things are. There's some straps that are very fine that I left out. I did try to make them, but it just kept making a mess. So I really strongly recommend that you buy Peter Goodwin's book. by Granado. It's a fantastic book, and it's really worth its weight if you want to try and do the build technically correct. The location of they're all installed now, and it just gives you a quick view of what they look like. I'm very happy with them. Hope you agree.